Did you know that within the first 7 seconds of meeting, people will have a solid impression of who you are? That's right, because we never get a second chance at a first impression. Hello everyone, I am Neha Fatima, and today we are going to talk about delivering effective introductions. Now, the first and most harmful assumption that we make is that just because we are in a room full of people and we are the only one speaking, everyone else is automatically listening. When in reality, that is not true. It is important for us to understand that people will not pay attention to what you're saying unless you have something interesting to say. And that is the key to giving a formal, amazing introduction. You need to grab the attention of your audience in the first 45 to 60 seconds. And if you miss that window, you're going to lose your audience there. Just like the opening sequence of a movie. You'll notice that movies start with a hint of suspense and something that is very catchy. And most of the time, that is what keeps us hooked to the screen for the next 2 to 3 hours. You'll notice that different situations require different introductions. For example, your introduction at a formal interview need not be the same as your introduction at an informal event. So now let's look into things that we need to keep in mind while delivering an effective formal introduction. The first thing that you need to be mindful of is being true to yourself, being true to who you are. This may sound like it doesn't matter all that much, but it really does. Don't fake things or add things in your introduction just to please others. And going beyond just your job title and what you do for a living is not bad. In fact, talking about your interests is what is going to make your intro stand out. Add in something unique about yourself, something that you're deeply passionate about, and what sets you apart from the rest of the crowd. This will help people understand you better. Which brings me to my second point, which is relevance to the place and time. This essentially means that you know what you can and cannot mention about yourself during a professional introduction. Suppose you have a set of hobbies including traveling, fishing, blockchain, video editing, and social media, and you are at a professional meet and greet. Be sure to mention hobbies that might be relevant to the company or the institute. So at a formal event like this, you are going to be mentioning hobbies such as social media or video editing in place of actually mentioning hobbies like maybe fishing or just traveling. This will open up new opportunities for you as well. The third and most important point is connection. In order to build that connection with your audience, you have to be comfortable with who you are and believe in what you're saying. Humanize your role in your institute or at your job. Don't just add in your job title in your intro and leave it at that. Briefly explain what it is that you actually do. So now that we've looked into details of what we can do to deliver an effective introduction, let's take a look at the do's and don'ts of delivering a formal introduction. The first thing that we need to avoid doing is fidgeting. Avoid playing with your fingers or constantly shaking your legs because fidgeting is a sign of nervousness. So practice beforehand so that you don't show any during your intro. Second is fumbling. Too many ums and ahs will make you look underconfident. It makes it look like you're not sure of what you're talking about. Third and most important thing, unless absolutely necessary, speaking about your place and your qualifications do not have to be a part of your formal introduction. Of course, depending on the context and relevance to place, this will also change. Now let's talk about the do's. Be clear and confident. Confidence always goes a long way with impressing people. Don't worry about how others perceive you. Make sure that you're loud and confident and speak without fear. The second point is maintaining eye contact. Very, very important in order to build that connection. If you are at a job interview and you are constantly looking away and you're not using enough hand gestures, they are going to lose interest in eventually, and you probably won't be considered for the job. Third is using hand gestures. Like I said, this makes a very big difference. Makes you look less rigid and helps you emphasize your words. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. I hope that you could draw something valuable from this video. Please leave a like if you did, share this video if you think it could be useful to others, and of course, subscribe if you want to continue watching more videos just like this. See you all in the next video.